So you will see the care tips of ZZ plant, a beautiful indoor plant. The first one will be that. After that, I'll be covering up about the mini rubber plant. Have you all got this beautiful plant? So today I'll be giving you care tips about that as well. Philodendron, another beautiful indoor plant. Watermelon peperomia, another beautiful indoor plant. Its leaves are so elegant. Have you all got this? So today I'll be covering about that as well. Nerve plant, another beautiful foliage plant which you can grow very easily. So next up will be nerve plant. This is Aglaonema plant. So I will be covering up about these plants today. So stay tuned to Thamara's garden. Indoor plants care tips. So today I thought of sharing with you what are the care tips that you will have to bear in mind when you bring many indoor plants. The indoor plants are very expensive, as we all know as gardeners. So you will have to keep them very healthily in your garden as well once you bring them from the nursery or from a friend of yours. Otherwise the friend also losing the plant and you are also losing the plant. So keep in mind when growing indoor plants there are certain things to keep in mind. So today the video will be that. If you are new, consider to subscribe. So let's start the video. ZZ plant. ZZ plant is a beautiful indoor plant. This plant is a gem of a plant. Why I say that? Because in Feng Shui this is called as the money plant as well. Have this good luck plant in your garden. You can propagate it with a single leaf. Put one leaf in soil or in water and you will see the roots appearing. Once you get the roots, you can put them in well draining soil. So even a stem cutting from the plant, from the mother plant, you can take and put it in water to propagate. Do not overwater this plant and do not locate this in a bright sunlight area. These plants are indoor plants. Preferably keeping them outdoors, you will have to keep them in a place where they get the partial to medium sunlight. Talking about soil preparation, soil should be well draining. You'll have to take garden soil, sand and a little bit of cocoa peat will do. And also time to time, if you are giving fertilizers, use coffee or tea fertilizer or vegetable peel fertilizer. For these plants, use organic fertilizer. That is my suggestion. So according to my experience, these plants are well growing in the partial to the medium sunlight. You can locate them in the garden as well, but be mindful about whether it's getting too much of sunlight. So this is a beautiful plant to add to your plants collection. This CC plant stem I kept in water about 3 to 4 weeks. Now you can see the roots appearing on it. Keep it in a fresh water glass and you will see that they will root fast. So keep the water fresh and you can change them every third day. Next plant is mini rubber plant. Mini rubber plant also, once you bring it from a nursery, keep it in a location where they get the partial to medium sunlight and the soil should be well draining. You can take 1/3 of cocoa peat and 1/3 of sand and garden soil. And also this plant also you can propagate easily with a single stem cutting. You can put them directly in soil, no problem. Keep it in a shade. Once they root, you can repot again. So this is another beautiful plant for your indoor plants collection. Nerve plant also another beautiful wonderful leafy plant. So this plant, look at the foliage of this plant, it's so pretty and I really do love this. I have many plants out of it. There are 2 more here. So a small stem will be enough for you to grow this plant. To keep in mind when growing nerve plants are that you will have to keep the soil always moisture. These plants doesn't prefer the dry soil. So you will have to be mindful when keeping this nerve plant. Do not keep it in a very bright sunlight area. Keep it in a location where they get the partial to medium sunlight and propagate them easily with a small stem and add a little bit of cocoa peat and always spray them in the morning. So when you keep them indoors, you can spray them in the morning or else you can water them every morning, because now especially these days are very warm. Check the soil and water these plants. The fertilizer of course stands the same for all the indoor plants, and likewise you can grow these plants in coffee mugs as well. In small pots will be enough. Watermelon peperomia is another beautiful foliage plant for your indoor plants collection. You can keep them indoors. You can keep them outdoors as well in a location where they get the partial sunlight. And do not overwater this plant. Be mindful about that. And like the CZ plant, you can keep them in a location where they get the partial to medium sunlight. And you can multiply them easily by dividing the plant once the plant is mature enough. And these plants will fit into small pots. You will have to keep in mind about the location. It should be partial to medium sunlight receiving place, and also in watering, do not overwater. Check the soil and water, and the soil should be well draining. And this is another beautiful recommendation for your indoor plants collection. I have kept this watermelon peperomia small plant in water. I just wanted to test this because I wanted to see whether they will grow in this small cup of water, which I have added some rocks as well. So I will give you an update about that as well. Now this is about 1 week, and so far they are looking so good. So I will give you another update about this as well. Philodendron, easy to grow and also one of the beginner gardeners plant. Low maintenance, no need of fertilizer. They'll grow anywhere you put. They can tolerate medium to partial sunlight. If you put them indoors, see that they receive a little bit of sunlight. And also these plants you can grow from stems. Take a stem cutting and see that the node is appearing from the stem that you have selected. Put it in well draining soil. You can water them once in the morning and keep them in a place where they get the partial to medium sunlight. So this is another beginner gardener's plant. You can give it a support as well, and there are many varieties. I have about 2 to 3 philodendron varieties. Lipstick aglaonema, known as aglaonema. So this is another beautiful indoor plant which you can grow without any fertilizer as well. They are low maintenance and permanent. Once you bring it from a nursery, see that you locate it in a place where they get the partial to medium sunlight. You can divide and multiply them very easily. These plants also prefers the shade, so you can put them simply indoors without any trouble. Do not overwater these plants as well. Multiply them by dividing, as I said earlier. So you can use well draining soil. You can keep the soil well balanced by adding a little bit of cocoa peat. So water them once the top layer of the soil is dried out. So you can check the soil level and water these plants according to your weather conditions in the country. So these plants are beautiful indoor plants. So friends, today I cover up about 5 plants from my indoor plants collection, and I have given all the details in brief how to care for them. So those are the tips you'll have to keep in mind when you bring some plants from nursery. So I hope you find this video very useful. If you are new to my channel, consider subscribing. Don't forget to share it with your family and friends. Thanks for watching.